weekend. So he's kind of got a more recent character pool, right? Like, we know he's got a Mordex in the back pocket. We know he's got this, that, and the other. But it looks like it's going to be Volkov for game number 1 of the best of 3 tiebreaker between Sandstorm and Stingray.
Now, that is interesting that you mentioned the Kosalix Mako match that sort of maybe changed his mind, because he released the tweet later on saying, oh, I found the bad matchup for Greatsword. But obviously, he hasn't really had to play against any Lance players kind of since then. Of course, Stingray had a Lance in the past, but Stingray hasn't really leaned on that Lance as heavily here at all recently. So he could go in with the Mako here, but no, it seems like he's made his mind up to completely change, and he's sticking to that decision to do the Volkov no matter what the matchup is, at least so far.
I kind of like this decision from Stingray to go in with this Asuri, right? Like, he clearly likes the Katars right now, has been playing the Ragnar and the Asuri. And also, if you watched that previous crew battle where I'm Llama got to play against Sandstorm, it was predominantly the sword play from I'm Llama that worked well against Sandstorm. So Stingray might be trying to take that into his play style today, maybe lean a little bit more into the sword. But man, this is going to be a tough match for Stingray against Sandstorm. Nice weapon toss to open up. They're falling there from Stingray, just a little tap of damage. Stingray generally trying to play for those punishes, and Sandstorm getting some big strings. Big 3-piece for Sandstorm.
His timing with Scythe is just so good that if Stingray wants to slow it down and choose his initiations very carefully, like Sandstorm so far has had no trouble dealing with that. You'll see like a side light come in from Stingray, and then Sandstorm hits 4-5 moves. You'll see Stingray wait around trying to figure out his positioning, and then this happens. Sandstorm just does so much damage per interaction that Stingray cannot deal with right now.
Yeah, Sandstorm just looking like another day in the gym, just putting so much work onto Stingray. Stingray not even in a good position to try to get the stock off of Sandstorm. Like, he's getting a hit, and Sandstorm's getting like 3-4. All right, trying to take advantage of that weapon control. Big slap down. Ground pound doesn't need to connect. Sandstorm going to lose that first stock, but Stingray already in the red. A little bit more damage, and Sandstorm could go for that knockout.
Now this time Sandstorm is able to grab that weapon immediately because he has those iframes from just spawning in. That gives him the free weapon pickup and basically the free stock there as he easily takes that one out.
He's so good at that. Like, Scythe, historically not the best knockout tool, right? Like, it doesn't have D-Light recovery, which is usually a consistent knockout tool for a lot of weapons, or D-Light side air. Instead, he's just going for that downlight push, that active input. Nice down air, gives him the chase dodge up, almost bumps his head into the knockout, but able to get back up safely.
There's the side light, in light. Isn't able to turn it into anything past that, but picking up some beautiful signatures this game. It didn't take long for Stingray to sort of realize what was going on, change things up a little bit, and adapt to what Sandstorm is doing. Gets the KO even with the bounce.
Yeah, suddenly Stingray right back into this one, wanting to stick with the Katars. Again, priming the weapon. You saw him throw away the sword, pick back up the Katars, so his next weapon spawn will be Katars. Light down light. Couldn't quite get more. Stingray doing a good job adding up these double hits. He's winning a little bit more frequently in neutral. Oh, got the read with the chase. Big slap. Stingray takes game number 1.
Beautiful dodge around the corner. Sandstorm's axe had basically nothing to deal with Stingray there. Fantastic work. Being able to get in and stick on the Sandstorm. That chain dodge around the corner was, that was chef's kiss, baby.
Yeah, that was beautiful. And the part leading right up into it, right? He did like side light and neutral light. Saw the dodge down, here it is. Is that dodge down, and immediately side light chase got the slaps, and that is the first game going the way of Stingray. And this is where I think Stingray has a slight advantage. Obviously, yeah, advantage because he won a game, but slight advantage because it's best of threes. I think if we go to best of five, Sandstorm has so much experience that it can work out. But in this best of threes, that volatility that Stingray brings is such a huge advantage.
Even just winning one game is extremely valuable in a best of three compared to a best of five. Stingray's going to pick the same character. Sandstorm going to swap onto that Mordex. I'm sure chat is going crazy. I'm sure I'm going to see more Mordexes in my ranked games. Probably
Depends
even
how
today.
this match goes. Depends how this goes. All right, you gotta wait.
True.
Maybe we'll see some more series in our ranked games. But yeah, like you said, that one win. Yeah, it's just one win, but also it means that Stingray is one away from putting MDVA up over the top seed Northeast, and going into the final weekend 4-0 is so nice.
Now, Sandstorm is going to have gauntlets here in addition to the Scythe, whereas he had Axe before. He's definitely more comfortable on the gauntlets. We've seen him win countless games with the gauntlets on Mordex, but also gauntlets were one of the weapons that Boomy was choosing to play yesterday into Stingray as well.
Yeah, not sure how well that worked out, considering Boomy did end up losing that best of three, but man, Stingray, what a good anchor for MDVA. He has closed out 3 out of 3 tiebreakers so far, and he's currently up in the 4th. Starting off nice. You're seeing a much different momentum swing for Stingray. Much more aggressive, getting in on top of Sandstorm, getting that damage. Neither of them wanting to make that risk of the attack just yet. Punish. Sandstorm gets the 3-piece. Can't quite connect with the recovery, though. Nice. I like the weapon toss to bait out an action from Stingray, right? Like, it didn't do a lot damage-wise. It's like 2 damage, but it baits out an action, and that's what Sandstorm is able to punish with.
Sandstorm with just a little bit of a lead here. Nice little string coming out from Stingray.
Oh,
2 in-sigs coming out from Stingray and the side sig from Sandstorm. Neither one of them connecting. Either one would have led to the KO as well. The recovery not enough. KO off the top. Here's the Scythe in hand. Weapon toss goes out.
Nice.
Strong D-Light using the active input of Scythe to get that more force on that hit. Going to send in the same direction that you hit.
No, but Sandstorm does disarm himself with a weapon toss. Wanted to take advantage. Needs a little bit of extra credit here to get that advantage and try to close out game number 2. Nice chase from Sandstorm. Oh, you saw the stars come out. Stingray running out of options, and Sandstorm knows it. Goes all the way back to main stage. Currently up 3 stocks to the 1 of Stingray.
This is where that experience is going to come in that you talked about. He loses one game, and then look how he turns around, swaps over to the Mordex, so he adapts with his character pick. He adapts with his play style. The beginning of the game, he was sort of playing a lot like Stingray was to find that initiation. So he adapted with his play style. He adapted with the character pick. And look at what he's able to do. He's a full stock up. Stingray did turn around and find that first stock, but a full stock up. Sandstorm is looking good in the damage lead as well here.
Yeah, that's real nice for Sandstorm. Stingray going for the strings, wanting to catch with the read of the down light, but couldn't quite connect onto Sandstorm. Almost caught the landing of Stingray there, but has just enough movement to get over it. Again, Stingray is playing dangerously close to these dunks of Sandstorm.
And you're seeing sort of different options coming out from Sandstorm here. The first signature was high, the second signature was low, the next one was high, the next one was low. But in terms of signatures, Stingray hits the one that counts, gets that second stock, but he's so damaged. In comes the Scythe. You know he's worried about this.
But there's still that chance. You saw that momentum burst. Here it is again. Stingray getting so much damage. Suddenly, this is close. Sandstorm needs the downlight. Stingray needs one more string. Who's going to get what they need? You saw the exclamation points come out. There it is, the weapon toss, and Sandstorm going to take game number 2. We're going to the final game in the tiebreaker between Sandstorm and Stingray, representing Northeast and MDVA.
Coming down to game 3 here. We saw it yesterday. Stingray was able to clutch it out at the last second against Boomy. We'll see if he's able to do the same thing today. We had some interesting KOs that game where they just couldn't get back to the main platform instead of being immediately sent into the blast zone. It was several KOs like that.
Yeah, it's definitely predominantly on the Sandstorm side. I think that part of that is that, you know, lack of a knockout tool like a D-Light side air. Instead, it was him kind of denying movement and, well, basically just that, just denying movement. Both times you saw those stars come out and it was a denied recovery, so he didn't get any of that movement off of it, and then he just kind of fizzles out in the sky. But here we go. Game number 3, Sandstorm versus Stingray. This is seed number 1, Northeast, versus seed number 3, MDVA.
Now, we saw Stingray earlier opting into the default stance, where now he's going into maybe the more traditional choice of the strength stance. Going to take 1 out of dexterity and putting that into strength. Going to give him a little bit more KO potential. Things might knock out a little bit earlier. Maybe it'll take 1 less D-Light recovery to get the KO off the top.
Yeah. I mean, it was down to the wire there. That little bit of strength might have been exactly what he needed to close out game number 2 and go home with the victory. Able to avoid any threat of that dunk down, but Sandstorm is getting the better of Stingray, winning out more often in the neutral. Neutral sig connects, and Sandstorm looking huge.
Even better than he did the last game. This is the world champion that we're talking about, a former world champion. Fantastic work here. He's won online, he's won on LAN, he's won so many of the things that he has entered. Some of the most experience in Brawlhalla, where it wasn't too long ago that he was thought of as the newcomer.
Yeah, just a few years ago, but now he's Mr. 3-time. He is the 3-time 1v1 world champion, 2-time 2v2 world champion, and he's going up against Stingray, who is making this close. This is game 3. Stingray is 3 stocks away.
Oh.
Okay, you got it. He's back.
He almost got the dunk into the weapon toss, too.
I was trying to play him up a little bit. I'm sorry, Stingray. Little caster's curse, but Sandstorm sitting pretty. Orange health here on his first stock. Gone. This is big. Sandstorm, 1 stock away. Stingray has to 3-stock Mr. 3-time in order to win it out for MDVA.
We've seen Stingray come back from being at a deficit before, but man, this is a whole nother level.
Avoids the N-Sig. D-Light recovery, not enough. Opted for just the straight D-Light recovery. Didn't want to try to risk the down air bounce for the extra damage and potential to drop the recovery.
Man, these D-Lights. He wants them, but he just can't get them.
Sandstorm not giving him the D-Lights.
Oh my goodness.
3 stock for Sandstorm, and the Northeast are going to go